G'day everyone, Lucas here from the Aussie Gamers Experience, and today I'm testing out a few features of the Xbox Series S. First of all, thank you very much to Xbox ANZ for providing us with this Xbox Series S for us to test out. No agreements have been made for specific and positive remarks. I will give you my opinion and my opinion only, so good or bad, that's what you're going to hear. Alright, the first thing that I wanted to test when trying out the Xbox Series S is the download speeds. The biggest disappointment for me with last generation, both Xbox One S, X, the original PS4, PS4 Pro, was the download speeds. They were woeful. Now I've got the Xbox Series S here plugged in via Ethernet to my gigabit connection, which is 1000 megabits per second. And let's test it out and see if it's able to use the bandwidth that's available to it. So let's go into the network settings and we'll test the network speed here. It would be nice if it showed you the test as it was going, but it does give it at the end of this little circle-y thing. Okay, so the download came in at 936.02 megabits per second with 117 millisecond latency. Upload speed's only 5.36 megabits per second. That should be about 40, which is what the allocation is from my ISP. But 936 download speed in megabits per second, that's pretty damn good. I like that. The latency, that's not fantastic, but the downloads there is probably the most important thing. I'll just do a quick speed test, flicking over to my PC now on the speedtest.net. See the ping there is 3, which is very impressive. But we're looking at what, 870, 880, get to 890. So it's roughly about what, 900 megabits per second. Not as impressive as the Series S, mind you. However, the upload speeds is going up. And where are we going to end? 2030 maybe? It's going to be just under 30 megabits per second with the maximum on my connection being 40. So the upload's much better on the PC. However, the Series S, pretty impressive there with 936 megabits per second. Now, the proof will be in downloading an actual game. It's one thing doing a network test, but actually having a download would be the actual test, because that's where we want it to perform. So let's go and get where do we go? I want to get Gears 5. Let's see, where is that? Okay, Gears 5 will resume installation of Gears 5. And let's have a look at what speeds we are getting on that one. Alright, starting off at 33. That's not looking fantastic. 32, 34. Alright, so we're hovering around 30 megabits per second, which is going to complete in approximately 3 hours. That's not great. However, there are a lot of factors involved in getting a decent download. It could be traffic, it could be peak times, you just don't know. So doing this in a couple of hours time may give different results. But this is what we're experiencing now, and this is what I experienced almost all the time on the previous generation of consoles. Alright, so I'm leaving it a bit now, this is while I'm waffling on a little bit, just to see if it ramps up or something like that, but it's looking to be just hovering around 30 to 35 megabits per second, and that's not excellent, considering that the network test was over 900. So, yeah, that's not great. Alright, well, let's pause that and we'll go across to the PC and we'll see what the PC's like at downloading the exact same game. So, we'll hit install. It's on an SSD and we'll see how that goes. Now, this is going to very likely measure in megabytes per second as opposed to megabits, but we'll see what it gets up to. Alright, it's not doing too great. Oh, it is increasing. 28. Alright, this game on this server just may be pretty bad at the moment because that's... It is downloading faster on the PC, but it is a little bit all over the place. Because remember, this is megabytes per second we're looking at now. 27 megabytes per second. 38, 33. Oh, and that's dropped to 10. I'm thinking this game, for whatever reason, is just struggling. Alright, we'll try a different one. We'll try Battlefield 5. Okay, back over to the console here. I'm going to hit resume on Battlefield 5 and let's see what kind of download speeds we get from this one. Alright. Eventually it'll give us, okay, 40 megabits. Yeah, this is also pretty slow. 42 megabits per second when we have 1,000 at our disposal, or at least 900 that the console is capable of, 960 or whatever it was. 42, yeah, not looking good. This is pretty slow. We'll give it a couple more to sort of maybe level out, but it's just not great. There's a massive discrepancy there between the actual test. They're obviously using different servers. Alright, let's pause this and we'll try Battlefield 5 on the PC and see if that performs any better. Alright, we've got Battlefield 5 on Steam here, so we'll resume that download and head across to here. And we are looking at 25 minutes to completion and 48 megabytes a second, which rough translation is about 5 to 600 megabits per second, while the console was only downloading at, what was it, 20 to 40? Okay, yeah, so we're getting up there to close to 60 megabytes a second. The full bandwidth of 1,000 megabits per second is roughly around 100 to 110 megabytes a second. And it is definitely downloading a lot faster on the PC. So the issues on the consoles with the networking is still there. It's not the network in the actual console, because you can see by the speed test that I did on it that it is capable of downloading at gigabit speeds. However, the servers that you're actually downloading the game from is not up to par, or not up to scratch, isn't able to do it, or isn't able to do it all the time. Now, Battlefield 5 on the console is downloading from a different server than it is on the PC. So there's the discrepancies there. While Gears 5, presumably they're on the same system, same network. That's my understanding of how that works. If that's not correct, then, and you know better, then give us a comment down below and explain. I'll learn something that way. But that's my rough understanding of how it works. All right, so let's that's I guess the ups and downs of the networking there. Let's have a look at how this quick resume works. Let's go into Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now that's quick resumed straight into the game there. But let's open up another game. Actually, let's not pause that. And we'll open up Watch Dogs Legion. Alright, so let's see. I'm not going to edit any of this out. We'll see how long it takes to actually open up Watch Dogs Legion to start off with. Because the Series S is running off this proprietary SSD that they've put together for next generation of consoles, which I guess we call current gen now.
Press button A.
Okay, here we go. Alright, I'm signed in. I was going to say I regret saying I wasn't going to edit this out now, because I kind of need to fill the dead air with something. Otherwise it's kind of just looking at a screen and is boring. But anyway, yeah, maybe later. I don't care about that right now. Let's load into the campaign, continue. Now this is booting from cold. Ori was already still running, which had the quick resume rocking, but this was just booting up from not being opened. So let's see what happens here. Now, I've played quite a fair bit of Watch Dogs Legion on the PC, so I got a fair idea on the load times. And it's looking similar. It's fairly similar. If not, maybe that is a little bit quicker. However, it does run at 30 frames per second. It's not super great compared to the experiences I've had on the PC. There is ray tracing. I'm not sure we're going to see very much in that, but we'll definitely get actual ray traced reflections in puddles and in windows. However, the detail level is a lot lower, I guess because the power is a lot lower than, say, PC. So the detail level on cars, whereas this would be super shiny on the PC, it has kind of like a matte finish, which I guess still looks good, but is very different when you look at them side by side. Can we see ray tracing in the windows? I don't think there's is on the windows of the cars. Oh yeah, there is a reflection there. But that could be SSR, screen space reflections. There you go. If this was screen space reflections, you wouldn't see any of that because the reflection there isn't actually on my screen. It's behind me. But it is there. It does actually work. However, there's a big hit in the detail of the game as well as the performance. But look, overall I would say that this just doesn't feel like a big upgrade. I would expect the high fidelity with the 60 frames. And look, it's fine that it's 1080p and not, say, 4K, because it is the Series S. It's the cheaper console. But it's not a cheap console. It's still $500. So I would probably really expect something a lot better. But anyway, let's go back to this quick resume. Let's go to Ori, and we'll see how fast that flicks over to Will and the Wisps. Should get a little thing in the top right hand corner that says quick resume. There we go. And we're back in. Well, isn't that lovely? I don't actually like this game. I don't see the appeal. I think because it's pretty, a lot of people love it. Grab a torch. Yeah, I've got fire. Can I set things on fire? Burn! Alright, and let's go back to Watch Dogs Legion. We'll see how long that takes to get back into it. Didn't say quick resume, and it didn't quick resume. This is booting from absolutely off. So, something I wasn't aware of, but quick resume, I guess, is a per game basis. So, if it's not supported, it doesn't have it. Because, yeah, this is basically booting from the beginning. So, Watch Dogs Legion does not support quick resume. I have tried Dirt 5. That doesn't support it either. So if you really are a fan of that feature, don't get too excited for it at the moment. It doesn't support everything. Yeah, that was the main things that I wanted to check out on the Xbox Series S. These menus and overlays are a lot more responsive. Oh, I wanted to check the store to see how responsive that is. Yeah, that's a lot more responsive than the Xbox One and the One X ever was. Oh yeah, that is a better experience there. But in game, I don't feel like the Series S is any better than the Xbox One X, say for example. But it is what it is. I think for me, if I was going to get one of these, I would be definitely aiming for a Series X. for all of that power. Otherwise, disappointment will ensue. But thank you very much, everybody, for checking out this video. If you've made it to the end of it, then you must have liked it. So if you do, click the like button and hit subscribe. You'll see more from myself and the Aussie Gamers Experience. Really appreciate your time. But as for now, that is all. And until next time, I am Lucas, and I will see ya.